Hello, welcome to another lovely video. Today we've got in a 52 volt e-bike battery. What's a bit of a bizarre one. This is just on all the time. Customer says it just doesn't put out any power. I've checked, it indeed doesn't put out any power. Let's pop it open and have a look. So to open up these high-long style batteries, you've got screws along the bottom here, and then maybe some double-sided tape and silicone, something like that. Hopefully we're going to see a nice heat shrink pack in there. It's not going to be all rusty, that one doesn't like it. Screws all along the edges, and then there's this one. Doesn't want to come off. Yeah, there we go. There's a bit of a sort of a gluey, sealy thing going on, and I see no heat shrink. Cool. I mean, at least it makes it easy for us to undo. Okay. 35Es in there, supposedly. Ah. This one opens that way up. Okay. Looks actually quite nice in there. We've got, I'll tell you, this looks like a one I've seen before. Individually fused cell links for the positives. Blimey. That's quite nice, isn't it? Which, as far as I can tell, are not popped. I'll have to look a bit more in a second, but that's alright, isn't it? This really shouldn't be on all the time, but don't know what's going on there. Nothing smells particularly off. Got the charge port down there. It's one of those 3-pin charge ports. I mean, it's not horrible, is it? I've certainly seen a lot worse. Let's snip this little cable tie here. See what we can see. Pop. There's another one there. And I think this is like feels a bit 3D printed, this cell holder here. Get that BMS up. Oh wow, I think that talks to that. That'll be fun, won't it? Okay, that's finally shut him up. And it's just permanently on there for some bizarre reason. This output lead is just soldered onto this, which is a bit weird. It's like it's using this whole thing as the ground. Don't really like that, but you know, there's a battery in there. I wonder if it's a sort of a smart type BMS. It's got the battery in there. Might be. Might be. Have a look at this. DC volts. We're going to find our main positive, which is over here. Copper. And our main negative, which is over here. I'm reading 51.6 volts, which isn't really that bad, is it? I suppose we could just squeeze that in there. And no volts on the output, which weirdly is this. Don't like that it's that, but you know. I don't know, 42 volts there. Maybe it's only one side of this. Is that insulated? 51.62. Ah, so that's actually the PCB. It's upside down, this BMS. I see. It's just the bottom of the PCB is aluminium backed. Isn't that weird? 42 volts on the output, so it's unhappy for some reason. Let's see if we can get this JST out. There we go. Stop that button on the side glowing like that. Let's get that fired up. Right. We're using little ones, and that's the positive and that's the negative. And we've got only 13 strings on here apparently. Doesn't seem to be able to see number 14. What I'll do, they're all quite imbalanced though. I'll check and make sure it's not my machine that's one of its leads come off. That is possible. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Well, there. They're all quite attached. Don't think it's any fault of that. See if we can go between the so there's one probe on the positive there, one probe on the negative here on the balance lead. We should get full pack voltage, which I'm not. There it goes, 51.6, and this should be 0, 0. Not. Oh, isn't that weird? They've skipped one in the BMS wiring there. So cell group number 14, there's nothing populated in there, it's actually up here. Bit weird. Don't know how much you could see of that, that looked quite poor quality, that footage there. Why would they have done that? Look underneath it, shall we? Weird. See if we can get that plugged back in. Push one all the way. All the way, and that's all the way, and that's all the way in the middle. Light's still permanently on, and on the power output we've got 42.86 volts. Weird. Maybe we need to plug a charger in to see if that will give it a bit of a boost there. For that we could use our power supply. What we'll do, we'll set it at 58.8 volts, which is what a fully charged one of these wants to be. 58.8. And then we'll hook this up to the charge negative, which will be a... where is that? The charge negative goes to there. I think it's a common. So probably hooks into the P port here. I think it does. Let's see. Will it accept the charge? Nope. It will not. It's a funny one, isn't it? Definitely does go there. Bizarre. It's looking more and more like a bad/fail BMS there. Because if I hook that directly up to the battery, it starts taking a charge. Cells come up. Right. I think we need to do a bit of a check on just between here and here manually then, if we can't do it with the machine. There to there. 3.68. 3.68. 3.68. 3.68. They're all showing 3.68. Looks like we're going to have to replace the BMS. I don't know if we'll be able to sort this for the customer. The voltage sort of display that goes on the side, because the way it's hooked up to the BMS, there's no chance I'm going to be able to get an identical replacement BMS like this. Just not going to happen. So, unfortunately, I think he will have to live without this. It's the likelihood of that, because I think that's not something I can replicate inside the case. Maybe I've got a different 52 volt one of these lying around that is actually one that you just hook positive and negative up to. Cells look fine, BMS problem.